everybody? This is the Magic Man, the tennis preacher, the prophet, the psychic, coming back at you again with another video. People, I've been away. I don't think I've done a video since the ATP finale 2018. So we talking about around November 20th or something like that. So man, the Magic Man is rusty. And people, I didn't even realize the Australian Open starts this week. I was thinking the Australian Open was like, I was saying, well, Magic Man will be back maybe January 21st, 22nd. Y'all know when the Australian Open normally would start. But the Australian Open, for whatever reason, is early this year. I just happened to look at a website and it said Australian Open starts the 14th, 13th of January. I'm like, bam, I better get on the ball and get on top of what's been going on. I have been watching some matches on the women's side and on the men's side, so I sort of got some idea of where, everybody stands, but you know what, people, the purpose of this video, let's just start the previewing, but let's forget the players. I'm pretty sure all of you know there's a new scoring system for the Australian Open. Finally, the Australian Open has decided to bring in the fifth set tiebreaker, but this is called the super tiebreaker because it's not like the first to seven and win by two. If it's seven, the first to seven and win by two if it sits off, but or whatever if it's deuce. But this is a super tiebreaker, meaning it's the first to 10, so it's a longer tiebreaker. So I want to talk about that and see, let y'all know what I think about it. What players do it benefit? What style of play? Will it make a difference? Is there a difference? Is there a difference between a 7-point tiebreaker and a 10-point tiebreaker? Okay, and so let me tell you what I think about that. Okay, do I like it? Okay, I like it. I think most people like it. There have been some critics of it. I think like even most old school people, I think most old school people like it and understand it, but I think the only criticism would probably be that, okay, maybe the players who had certain records, who won Australian Opens without the tiebreaker, does that discredit like players today who would play with a fifth set tiebreaker? I mean, somebody could try to make that argument, but I don't think that argument will really hold because, of course, when the other slams, say when the U.S. Open or whoever decided to do tiebreakers, I don't think people looked at, the players that won the U.S. Open the last few years, they not as great as the players that won it without a tiebreaker or something like that. And I think also the Wimbledon, they also bring in a tiebreaker, but I think their fifth set tiebreaker doesn't kick in until it's 12 games apiece. So they still didn't quite. I don't know if they got that right. So that's still gonna be pretty long. But I think all of the majors except for the French Open has a fifth set tiebreaker. Now here's what's funny, and Federer brought up this point here, is that the three majors, the Australian Open that I'm going to be talking about, their fifth set tiebreaker is a different format than the U.S. Open tiebreaker. Of course, the U.S. Open tiebreaker is the basic standard tiebreaker, first to seven, that we all play in recreational tennis or college tennis or pro tennis, whatever. The Wimbledon, like I just said, that their tiebreaker that's going to kick in this year, I think it kicks in this year. Their fifth set tiebreaker doesn't kick in until it's 12 games apiece. God, Lord have mercy, 12 games apiece in the fifth set. And now the Australian Open tiebreaker is a different format that, okay, of course, when it's 6 games apiece, just like in the U.S. Open, but the difference is this tiebreaker, when it's 6 games apiece, it's the first to 10, okay? And if it's deuce, you win by 2, I guess, here. But let me see. So So I just said I do like it. I don't disagree. I think it was necessary. I do understand there's a lot more than just about the players and player style, and I know a lot of this got to do with advertisement too, because I mean this can throw off like, you know, advertisers and sponsors, because let's just say, I'm just gonna make up a scenario. Let's just say McDonald's is paying I'm just gonna say $1 million for 30-second commercials, and let's say they expecting maybe a match between Federer and Nadal to go 3 hours or 4 hours, and everybody's going to be watching for 4 hours, but the match end up going 7 hours, and then people leave, or they got to go back to work, or you know, whatever. And that could like throw off advertisement, and it also, or let's just say the match goes 7 or 8 hours. Well, let's say, I ain't gonna say 7 or 8. Let me not make it extreme. Let's just say like this past year when Isner and Kevin Anderson had that long match where it was 24-26 in the 5th set. Kevin Anderson won that, of course. See, how you say this? The television, it could mess up the television programming, because let's say college basketball was supposed to be played maybe in 4 or 5 hours. Let's say the tennis world has set aside this amount of time, and then the match goes 6 or 7 hours. Now, college basketball is supposed to be coming on. See, it messes everything up. So I think it helps out the whole planning out, the advertisement, sponsorship, the television, the scheduling of the, television programming, not just tennis, but how tennis relates to everything else, and tennis needs to get done so other sports can be shown, or whatever. So I understand that right there. It's definitely better in that aspect. But let me get to the tennis aspect. Who does this benefit? Okay, as far as the players, okay, people, this is, okay, I have a lot of experience with this super tiebreaker, what they call the first to 10 people. Okay, I live out here in Southern California, and I used to play every Monday. I used to go down, it's by Fox Studios down there at Cheviot Hills. Nice place to play tennis down there in the Los Angeles area, a little beyond Beverly Hills. And we used to play every Monday. We used to play something called, it was called, like, it's sort of like the King of the Court, but what it is, like, if you win, you know, so you'll play like 5 rounds, and you won't play the same guy, so everybody will rotate, but it won't be sets that we'll play. It's like a round robin, but we play 10-point tiebreakers. So I remember the guy saying, so I said, what are we playing? Are we playing, but the guy told me we playing tiebreakers. I said, oh, tiebreakers, but he said, no, but it's the 10, not the 7. So the first thing I said was, wow, I got more time. So that's the key, people. It's that that changes the whole mental aspect. The difference between a 10-point tiebreaker, of course, the difference is that the 7-point tiebreaker is a 7, the 10-point tiebreaker is a 10. But there's a mental difference, is that you feel you got enough time. So who does this benefit? Okay, this is easy, people. Easy video. This benefits somebody like Nadal. Okay, let's say Nadal is playing Isner. In a 7-point tiebreaker, first the 7-man, boom, boom, Isner already won this. Everybody know this. But somebody that plays a slower style like a Nadal or a clay courter, they got a better chance of beating a big server like a Isner or Kevin Anderson in a 10-point tiebreaker, for sure. I think somebody like Federer, I don't think it makes a difference with a Federer style. I think Federer be the same in a 7-point tiebreaker or a 10-point tiebreaker. I think with Federer it doesn't matter. But I think with Nadal, and this is huge because we talking about the Australian Open. So I think this helps Nadal's game big time, or somebody with someone who plays better on a slower surface. Because you may say, well, what has surface got to do with a 10-point tiebreaker? Well, it's like, you know how it is. On a slower surface, or if you got more of a clay court mind, like a Nadal. Of course, Nadal is the master of the slower surface. It gives you like a slower mental mentality. What I mean by that, you got that grind out. So now even 10 points is still quick, but it's a lot longer than a 7-point tiebreaker. So at least Nadal, if Nadal is against Isner, Nadal, he can sort of say, I got time. And then Isner gonna be like, wow, I can't end this as quickly as a 7-point tiebreaker against Nadal. So Isner gonna be a little like, wow, this gonna be a little longer. Nadal's gonna have a better chance of getting me than in a 7-point tiebreaker. So that's the way I look at it. It would benefit, and that's huge for the Australian Open. We talk about a major. It gives Nadal a better chance, and there will be fifth sets. All right? I mean, Nadal's tough enough in a fifth. I mean, Nadal's, we know, is tough in a fifth set, but it gives somebody like a Nadal a better chance, or somebody who doesn't play as well on a fast surface, who doesn't really have a fast surface mentality. We know Nadal can play well and has won majors on the hard court, but it's more with a slower hard court, because the reason why Nadal hasn't won an ATP finale, I mean, which that's sort of mind-boggling. Somebody as great as Nadal doesn't have any ATP finales, but we know because it's indoors, and the hard courts are faster indoors. We know that. So, but a 10-point tiebreaker, when you increase the amount of time of a 7-point tiebreaker, it gives somebody with that grind out mentality like a Nadal a better chance of beating a big server. Okay, people, so that's the way I look at it. Magic Man is back. It's time to get it rolling on the men's side and the women's side. I got a lot of topics. I got a lot of previewing I want to do. It's a lot of scenarios. That's probably, God knows who's going to win the Australian Open. I mean, we got all kind of scenarios I can come up with. From the Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, Wawrinka is back. I see he's playing well. We got to see if, Andy Murray can get it together. Then we got all these. We got the new generational crowd. They ready to bust through like a Zverev. We got a Tsitsipas. We got all kind of, we got a Kachanov. We got all kind of scenarios. Then we got the regulars like, I think Del Potro. He's hurt, right? I think he has some surgery or something like. Yeah, so I don't even know if he's playing the Australian Open. But, we got the Isners. We got Kevin Anderson keeping his name up there. I got to do a video on Kevin Anderson, man. He's still doing it. He's staying alive, keeping his name on top, one of the top 3-4 in the world, Kevin Anderson. And I'm leaving off some people. There's a few other new generational players. That's a threat. We got to see what team is going to do. It's a lot of stuff. Then we got the women, Serena Williams. There's a lot of. We got Naomi Osaka. I got to do a video on that. Naomi Osaka, when she meets Serena again, that'll be something else. But people, let me not get into that. I cover that in other videos. Okay, people, Tennis Preacher, Profit, new scoring system, a fifth set tiebreaker called the Super Tiebreaker, started this year, this Sunday at the Australian Open 2019. First player to 10, Super Tiebreaker. Tennis Preacher, the Prophet, and the Psychic. Signing off. Have a good one.